Hello? Can anybody hear us?
Is anyone in there?
There should be people in it, yeah. If you can hear us, tell us in chat, because we have absolutely no idea. Because I want to make sure that the audio is actually functional, and I don't know if I can do that outside of this. Okay.
Hey, yeah. Busters.
Right, we can be heard. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and start the game, I guess. We're about 10 minutes behind schedule. Sorry about that.
It's because of me getting distracted.
A little bit.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Well, anytime I'm distracted by Second Life, it's indirectly Buster's fault.
Yeah, well.
I know that's not helpful to anyone.
Okay, there we go. So, give me just 1 second. I'm going to do this as best I can. All tangled up in my cords already. Okay.
Part of me was half expecting the sidebars to show up on our TV, but I know that's not how that works.
No, yeah, no. Okay, so just making sure you guys can hear the game, you can see it, you can see the sidebars, and you can still hear us and everything, right?
Who's Steak Justice? Do I know you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because I dropped the link in a bunch of
Yeah,
chats.
well, so did I. I dropped it in a ton, too.
That's true about Second Life.
Yeah.
I haven't shown off any of my avatars lately yet. I am making a weird glittering alien lady, and I can't find clothes slutty enough for her.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
So the sound is there, but is the video there? Can you actually see it?
Oh, he's someone from Vulgaris, but I don't know who.
I'm just trying to make sure that the video is working. Okay, yeah, because that's kind of an important part of a stream.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, we could do some kind of high art, we describe the game that isn't happening thing.
No,
but I think that would take a lot more improv skill than we have.
You're saying that we're sound check quiet. Do we have quiet voices, or is the game sound really quiet? It is like a brand new PC, so this is the first time that we've actually come in here and started streaming, and I just want to make sure that I have everything set up correct.
Well, it's not a new PC, but this is the first time we've streamed on it.
Well, it's a new PC in regards to, yes, it being the first time that we've done it. So I lost all of my settings for the last one. Oh.
Game is quiet.
Okay, I'll try to bump the game ever so slightly, and hopefully it won't drown us out, because that's kind of my biggest problem right now, is I'm terrified of that happening.
Well, you've got a big voice, and microphones hate me, so between the two of us, we'll shrill it out. We're doing this in Super Game Boy mode, right?
Yeah, this is Super Game Boy mode.
Yeah, which
adds colors so that it's not
going to give us it's not going to give us the sidebars within Super Game Boy in addition to ours, right? No. Okay.
No, I turned those off.
Because those are cool, but mine's cool too.
Yeah, well, I figured it would be better because it's a bigger version of the screen. Because if you play it in Super Game Boy mode,
it's really
the screen is actually super tiny. Yeah. How's the game audio now? Is it still too quiet, or is it okay now?
Yeah, there's going to be like a delay between them hearing us.
Oh, yeah. No. There's a big delay. I'm aware.
No, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's fine. Okay. Well...
I love jumping Bulbasaur, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, it's adorable. Okay. Welcome to the first stream we've done in a while. It's the second stream we've done total.
The other one was 2 Octobers ago?
Mm-hmm. It was Monster Ranger.
Yeah. 2. Between then and now, we had to completely replace both of our computers, and then had like 6 months of hellish internet. A lot of the things that wound up getting us to fix the internet were also Buster's fault, because he told me that, yeah, sometimes you just have to fucking wrangle those guys.
Don't blame everything on Buster.
This one's a good thing, and the Second Life is also a good thing.
Okay.
Because I like it. But like between him and someone in Second Life was the one who recommended to me just replace your modem.
Yeah.
So, it all comes together. But our internet's actually working decently right now.
Yeah, what wound up happening was I had to call Comcast and use like a massive amount of charisma because I'm just that cool. And
you seduced at least one of those call center ladies.
Yeah.
I was sitting over
4
here
of them.
crocheting a blanket listening to him giggle with some lady.
Anyway, we wound up getting internet speeds that are roughly 20 times faster than what we were using, and they cut $20 off of the bill that we pay every month forever.
Part of it is that we were on like a deprecated plan.
Yeah.
Which we didn't realize because we signed up for the cheapest thing 8 years ago. So 8 years of progress has left us in the same plan.
Something like that. So what wound up happening was now we have workable internet. We can finally stream again. We can stream better now than we have ever been able to.
There's like a 20-second delay between things if we're playing Odyssey on the Twitch. And that's like really high.
It's 20 seconds for everything. Everything is 20 seconds.
Oh.
The delay on the
no,
Twitch.
I mean like it doesn't lag. It doesn't look like a literal slideshow. As opposed to what it used to.
No, yeah, well, it used to be a slideshow because it just would kind of stutter an awful lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a 20-second delay between us talking and it going up on Twitch. And
yeah, but like for you can play Switch games on here and it doesn't melt our modem.
No,
which is nice.
No. Yeah, it's super nice. But point being, we actually have the ability to do possibly more streams after this from now on, so it'll be nice if we do. I don't know, no plans yet, but honestly, I might just start regularly streaming like 3 times a week.
I'm thinking of it too.
I've got plenty of time.
I don't know exactly what I'm doing like technologically because it's usually you who handles that shit, and my computer's a slightly different. Well, it's the same kind of computer, but a slightly different setup for how I like things.
Yeah.
But I might just. I've got like every game in the Gene Forge series, and I've got almost all of the Avernums, and I haven't played them. And I'm thinking I'm gonna just drag some friends in. I'm gonna drag Busters in, and then just we talk. and I might just make a separate YouTube of just here's some unedited me and some guys just sitting around while I play like a turn-based strategy game or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of testing stuff,
You just tried the tip jar.
Ooh, thank you for testing it.
I don't know if that tip jar is functional. I gotta warn you ahead of time. Hey, Rusty. I've spent maybe 15 minutes this morning setting it up, but I was very sleep deprived and I had no caffeine whatsoever. And I think it's working, but I don't actually know if it's working, so I'm just gonna take a guess and say maybe.
You'll find out.
Yeah, I'll find out at the end of this. But thank you for donating. If it succeeded, if it worked, thank you.
Thank
Busters.
you either way.
Yeah, thank you either way. Thank you for trying.
Busters is also the reason I own Starbound.
Yeah.
We have really good friends.
Yeah, no, we got super nice friends.
And
Anyway,
they're all gonna lump into this chat together when none of them know each other. It's
so
gonna be
this
cool.
is Pokemon Red version. Obviously, we've been sitting on the title screen this entire time. This is kind of a birthday stream because it was my birthday 2 days ago.
2 days, yeah.
2 days ago. And I just figured I'd like to play something that reminds me of being a child, because I'm an old-ass man
And
now.
everyone loves first gen. There's never been a point when we haven't been able to say something about first gen. I'm going through first gen again for popkas.tumblr.com. I've restarted the Pokedex over from Bulbasaur. while using a version of Manga Studio that I looked up yesterday that was released in 2007. So my aesthetic is very retro lately. I mean, it always kind of is, but especially now.
Yeah, and I mean, this game is ancient. How old were we when Pokemon Red came out, do you think?
I want to say when it came out in America, we were 9. Mm-hmm. I know this because at the time, Ash Ketchum was an interesting older man.
Okay.
And now he's literally young enough to be our son.
Yeah. He's Mickey Mouse. He's ageless.
No, he's not. Because Mickey Mouse is an adult.
That is the actual argument that Game Freak has used recently for why they never aged him up. Or not really Game Freak.
They're not responsible
the anime
for the anime
guys.
Yeah.
But the anime guys in general, their argument has been because he's Mickey Mouse, he's ageless. They think of him as being on par with Mickey, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, which is a bit strange, but also Mickey's firstly an adult, so he aged at some point, and secondly not human, so it's less weird.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so we're just gonna play this. By the way, for those of you who were wondering, and I'm guessing it's nobody at all, I turned 29 2 days ago.
Well, some of the people in this chat are older than that. Yeah. I'm not.
So hey, check it out.
Also, we're doing nicknames because I refuse to not nickname things.
I refuse to not nickname
No,
Pokemon,
he sometimes doesn't. Sometimes he waits before he nicknames something.
Yeah,
I always
if
nickname.
we're doing him in a stream, there's nothing that could stop me.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we doing voices?
I don't know. That's up to you. We can do voices if you want to.
Hello there. Welcome.
I'll do Professor Oak if you want me to.
Okay.
Like, hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Prof.
Prof.
This world is inhabited by creatures
Nidorinos.
called Pokemon. Yeah, it always seems strange to me that they use Nidorino for this.
Well, Nidorino is one of those ones that kind of the weird. This is a kaiju mammal Pokemon. It's up there with Kangaskhan and Rhyhorn and stuff.
But it just seems kind of weird because it's a mid-stage evolution Pokemon.
It might not have started that way.
And it's just kind of. I don't want to say it's random, but it feels a little random. It's just out of nowhere.
They stopped caring about the Nidoran lines really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But first gen, it's Nidorino and Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Kangaskhan, Rhydon, the substitute doll. There's just this sort of they wanted a bunch of these weird mammal kaiju sort of bipedal spiky things. I think that was just Satoshi Tajiri's go-to for a small period of the original concept.
Well, he's not the only one who designed Pokemon.
Yeah, I know, but
Buster suggested that Nidorino is the most basic of Pokemon, and I would argue that's actually
Bulbasaur.
I was going to say Wigglytuff. That is as generic can be.
I feel like Bulbasaur is the perfect platonic ideal of a Pokemon. I would say I never think about Wigglytuff. If you want the most basic Pokemon, there's Ditto.
For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for fights. So, welcome to the world of cockfighting. I'm sure that joke has been made a trillion times.
Oh, yes.
But why would you phrase it that way? That always gets me.
Because in Japan, it doesn't matter, because everyone gets, beetles out of a vending machine and pits them together in a hole.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair,
That's where this comes from.
Yeah, you're super right. It is actually based on bug fighting.
Yeah. Myself,
I study Pokemon as a profession. Yeah, okay. So you're not actually a professor, you're you're Profession Oak.
Professional
The
Oak.
Pokemon profession. I can't even do that. That doesn't work. First, what's your name?
Are we just being Hundera?
Yeah, we'll just be Hundera.
I want to
Red,
say
could be Ash, could be Jack.
I'm pretty sure red version, it's Jack for you as the third default, and John for your rival. And I want to say it's David and Carl or something for blue version, but I don't remember for sure. I could be fabricating that.
Blue version doesn't matter. None of that matters.
Blue version is my version, you fuck.
Okay, so we're gonna do Hundera in all uppercase.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
lowercase is an option.
Everything in this game is uppercase. I know lowercase is an option, but nothing uses it. None of the Pokemon names use it.
The funny thing about that, they did that up through, like, I think 3rd gen?
I know, and then somebody caught it and was like, why does this happen?
I used to be a part of a forum for Sprite comics, which is great. That's what I would do. And there was a thread for Pokemon, and people would talk about stuff. And at least one person refused to use lowercase when using a Pokemon's name.
So everything was Gyarados and Mewtwo.
Yes.
Right, so your name is Hundera. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were a baby. What was his name again? Should we wait for the chat to catch up to this and name this guy?
You know what? Yeah.
Okay, chat, you name our rival. Go for it.
In the meantime, I can, like, read off some of this.
First name to get it.
I use bugs for Mortal Kombat. I got into bug fights for, like, a week in high school.
Name him Greg. Okay, Steak Justice 1.
Cool. Baby.
Oh no, Greg,
Chet.
Baby, Chet.
These are all good. Just go with the first one. You said first
I'm gonna
one.
name him, is gonna be Baby Greg.
In the world of Pokemon, everyone yells. We found a praying mantis in grade school. It was less bug fights and more overfeeding of mantis. What do mantises eat? Other bugs, right? They just were catching other bugs.
Oh no, Baby Greg doesn't fit. Fuck.
Baby Greg. Oh, it doesn't.
No, it's one letter off. Okay, wait. I got
You
the
can name him
perfect.
Breg.
I know what I'm gonna name him. From now on, his name is Greg Bab. There we go. Our rival, Greg Bab. That's right, I remember now. His name is of no importance. Hundera! Your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. But first we've got to, like, shrink you and melt your body.
Which is so
of
weird.
Dreams and adventures of Pokemon.
And they do
let's
the
go.
shrinking thing in all the 2D games, don't they?
No, they don't.
No?
I'm almost
I don't
positive.
remember.
I think first gen gets it, and second gen might get it.
I
But
kind of remember
in
something
first gen,
happening
I think
in
it was
5th
just
gen.
somebody was like, "Why are we doing this?" I'm sure it turned into a question about that.
Get that potion.
Yeah, gonna get that potion.
So I'm going to assume that literally everyone in our
Probably has played
within
this
10
at least,
years of
yeah.
age of us knows literally everything there is to know about vanilla red blue. Like there's like weird glitch stuff not everyone knows, there's weird beta stuff not everyone knows, but like everyone knows there's a potion in your PC.
His name is Greg Bab. Hundera is playing the SNES. Okay, it's time to go. You're not even gonna tell me what game I'm playing, you dicks.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be... Wasn't there a version of this where... Oh no, it's the TV.
Yeah, it's the TV.
It's gonna show Stand By Me.
Yeah, it's showing Stand By Me.
Okay.
There's a movie on TV. 4 boys are walking on railroad tracks. I better go too. Gotta find that dead body.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
Crammed full of Pokemon books.
I think I saw the Family Guy version of it, but didn't
That's
care
terrible.
because I don't like Family Guy, and also I've never seen that movie, so I didn't really get the references.
Right, all boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Your parents are terrible in this game. Like, I completely
Parents,
forgot.
plural?
Well, parent. Professor Oak next door is looking for you. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and progress us a little further, a little faster here. Hey, wait. Hey, oh, sorry, I forgot the voice. Hey, wait, don't go out.
You didn't want to go through the process of talking to every person in town.
We can do that in a minute. It's not necessary to do before because I don't think their dialogue changes.
I think that they say that nobody's in the lab if you go in before
It's
this.
unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for your protection. I know. Here, come with me.
So, like, there's like 3 buildings and like 10
there
people in this town. And no roads.
You want to do Greg Bab?
Alright. Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting.
Greg Bab, let me think. Oh, that's right. I told you to come. Just wait. Here, Hundera. There are 3 Pokemon here. Ha-ha! They're inside the Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. In my old age, I have only 3 left.
I like how that just sort of suggests they're all dead.
Yeah, but you can have 1. Choose.
Hey, Gramps, what about me?
Be patient, Greg Bab. You can have 1 too. Okay, chat, what are we going with? Okay, let's talk about starters for a second, though.
Well, I was at some point in the last few years planning to try and do a Pokemon comic where Josh and I were professors, and the only gag I came up with was that we offered some kids some Pokeballs for starters, and then it turned out every single one was Voltorb. And then the plan was that once I figured out what the actual comic would be about, at some point in the future, there would be in like a paper or on TV or something that some kid beat the Elite Four with a Voltorb.
Yeah.
That's all I got. My personal first starter, okay, so technically I picked Charmander, got up to Brock, lost, reset, and then got my Squirtle, but I consider Squirtle my first starter.
Yeah.
Because Squirtle's my bud.
So, when I first started this game, I started with Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur was my first starter, and Bulbasaur still has like a very special place in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, if not for the fact that we're doing this as a stream, I would have just gone with Bulbasaur 100%. That would be 100%
but we're gonna go
my
with...
option. But we are gonna wait, and we're gonna go ahead.
Well, we've got a response. There's the Squirrel, Bulbasaur, and Charmillionaire.
The Squirrel. Somebody said Squirtle. Buster said Squirtle.
Yeah. I win.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go with Squirtle.
Well,
I'll give you guys 20 seconds.
Squirtle was my first because Blastoise was on the box of blue version. My first GBC. That's not a Game Boy Color game, but yeah, okay. I mean, Steak Justice, you and I are both Camp Squirtle, so that's cool. It is the best version. Also, blue version is where you find Meowth. We couldn't get Growlithe, but we got Meowth and we got Vulpix, and that was good for me.
Red has Growlithe, but
yeah, and some other things.
I actually remembered when I was a kid, I had an argument with a kid that I knew who was my friend, who insisted 100% that you could not choose your starter in Pokemon, and it was whoever was on the box was what you got.
Did this kid not have Pokemon?
I think he pretended to have Pokemon.
Oh, I love children's playground lies.
There's an email message here, by the way. Calling all Pokemon trainers. The elite trainers of the Pokemon League are ready to take on all comers. Bring your best Pokemon and see how you rate as a trainer. Pokemon League HQ, Indigo Plateau. P.S. Professor Oak, please visit us.
I don't remember that email. I don't think I ever checked that. They're just waiting for... Do you think it's Agatha just trying to get a booty call?
It probably is. So we've gotten like 3 for Squirtle.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess we're going with Squirtle. Let's look at these though, because I forgot which one had Squirtle in it.
I remember originally picking Charmander because on first glance I thought, okay, that one's the cutest. But they're all pretty much equal in cuteness, honestly.
Obviously prefers hot places. When it rains, steam is said to sprout from the tip of its tail.
Like, Charmander is hard mode, though.
Yeah, Charmander's difficult because the first 2 gyms have an advantage.
And they kind of tried to balance that in yellow by forcing you to use one starter,
Squirtle.
but also like some of the other like wild Pokemon locations were different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while we're reading some of these, you guys start suggesting names for Squirtle, because that's what's going to happen. We'll pick a good one. We won't just pick the first one this time, because Greg Bab. Yeah. Greg Bab's great, don't get me wrong, but, you know. After birth, its back swells and hardens into a shell. Powerfully sprays foam from its mouth. Does that mean Squirtle is like a soft-shelled turtle that just develops a hard shell over time?
I don't know if that's how baby turtles actually work.
I don't think that's actually how they work at all.
Jumpin' Bulbasaur. You don't see that much anymore. Look at those big old drumstick thighs.
Yeah, he got them big old like chicken nugget feet. yeah, I don't know. The Bulbasaur in Red and Blue is like very different from Bulbasaur in other games. He's got like bear ears, and
Yeah.
I remember starting with Bulbasaur, and it was amazing because I was like, oh, I want this little jumping frog man, and it's like, yeah, he's great, and then he doesn't look like that later on. But it's fine.
I like the way
Bulbasaur's
he
always
looks
cute.
normally.
Yeah.
Like in my sidebar that I drew last night for this stream, I always kind of give Bulbasaur kind of this is like a fat guinea pig with like nub ears sort of look. Like I've just kind of internalized this thing where he's basically a nugget. He's just this little lumpy bub who just...
He's adorable either way, though.
You just draw this cute little bread loaf with, like, a lizard face, and then you put, like, an onion on his back.
A little bit, yeah. He's a whole dinner all on his own.
Yeah.
A strange seed was planted on its back at birth. The plant sprouts and grows with this Pokemon.
You think it's, like, rooted into its spine?
Yeah, that's why it can support a tree later on in life.
Yeah. So,
power of the
we got
Space
any?
Foam. Yeah, let's go ahead and choose the water Pokemon Squirtle. This Pokemon's very energetic. Hundera received a Squirtle.
Steak Justice Tortoise is what I named my Squirtle when I was 9.
Yes. Tortoise? That's so lame.
Well, I was 9. I don't know what he's got for an excuse.
Tiny Turtle,
Are
Tortoise,
these just the
Turtle,
names that you guys gave as kids?
Crimbo. Is there enough characters to name him
okay.
Solo Jazz Pattern? Tiny Turt's pretty good. Vaporwave. Name it Sophia the Third, because it evolves into Blaster Master.
I don't get it.
Dipper. Some of the Gen 1 back sprites are pretty... Yeah, Gen 1 back sprites are amazing. What do you want to name it?
The box sprites, before it was really like a box visual.
Yeah, well, that right there in the top left-hand corner, yes. Because every water type looks like that.
Yeah.
It's just a fish.
Seal?
You know what it actually is?
What?
That is the whale. The not Wailord. It's Wailmer.
Okay,
Look at him.
kinda.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
That's totally just Wailmer.
I always thought of it as being a baby seal.
It potentially, yeah, but you can even see like the color distinction along the bottom.
Yeah.
Like that's just Wailmer.
Huh.
Wet Death. What do you want to name it? Out of all the names we've been suggested.
Solo Jazz Pattern would be great.
It's not going to work.
I don't know. There's some good ones.
Pokemon, by the way, get more spaces for names than humans, but not by
Well,
much.
Game Boy's memory was a weird thing.
Okay, have you ever heard the story for what that actually is, by the way?
What?
The reason that, the reason that we have names is because it came down to Red and Blue filled the cartridge 100%. Mm-hmm. Some would argue it even fills the cartridge beyond that because they're broken as hell. So the option came down to either include names, like nicknaming, or multiple save files. And they chose nicknaming over save files, and that's why permanently we only have one save file in Pokemon.
Which is nuts. We're really hoping when the Switch Pokemon gets announced that they let you have like multiple saves the way they do just based on account.
Well, they probably
the
will, to be completely honest.
I just hope they don't try to block us on that.
Sophia the Third is the name of the tank from Blaster Master. So what do you want out of all of these?
I don't know, but I like Crimbo. But I mean, I used to play Kingdom of Loathing, so I'm just thinking of just Uncle Crimbo getting drunk on Christmas.
Okay.
Oh, Rusty's got something.
Call him Shellboy Wet Death.
Call him he's lonely?
Well, he's probably lonely.
Call him hell yeah. Oh, I have not played West of Loathing. I know it's there. It looks fun, but it's like I'm gonna wait. I've got a backlog of shit I haven't played, and it just came out, so it's like at full.
Call him Williams.
Crimbo Williams.
Okay. I'll go with that. His name is Crimbo.
Okay.
Crimbo W. It's short for Crimbo Williams.
Bush.
No. No, thank you.
I'll take this one then.
Greg Babb received a Bulbasaur. He didn't name his garbage like you.
I really wish that, like, NPC trainers would, this music, I love it. Wait, Hundera, let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on.
You'll be gone in a day or two. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know that's a music reference,
done.
but it's also indirectly a bonus stage reference.
Greg Babb wants to fight.
I was
Greg
saying
Babb
something.
set out Bulbasaur.
Oh yeah, I was saying I really wish that NPC trainers would nickname their Pokemon.
It would be
It
interesting.
would add a lot more personality. Like if that youngster's 90th percentile Rattata had a name. His name was like Shorty or something.
Squidward. I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, maybe. Terrible Rattata names. His name's Supreme.
This guy's hair is way cooler than ours. Well, we're wearing a hat.
Yeah, hats are cooler than hair. I mean, come on.
That's not true either, though. But, like, you can't be a hero without a hat.
Also, we've got Crimbo Williams. He's just got a Bulbasaur. Like, come on. We're gonna win. He's got some kind of onion frog.
We're gonna win based on the fact that we're full-grown adults who have played this game many times, and Greg Babb doesn't know that Growl doesn't do damage.
Actually, you know what's really great about this fight is that it's super easy to win or lose. It's not 50-50, but it may as well be. The chances of this happening, like the chances of losing, are actually still fairly good. And it's okay if you lose to your rival. There's no, like,
well, in
negatives.
yellow, it does help affect what their Eevee evolves into.
Yes. In some of the later games, they continue to do that as well. But for this game, it doesn't affect anything at all. So even if we lose, it really doesn't matter. It's just annoying if we lose.
What would we have named a Bulbasaur and a Charmander if we had it? Should we just pick some of the extra names?
When I was a kid and I got a Bulbasaur, I didn't give it a nickname, and then I named it after it evolved, and I named it Venus.
Okay.
That's
sure.
That was the whole.
That's about
line.
as good as me naming my Squirtle Tortoise.
Yeah, honestly,
which I did before realizing that Blastoise was just Tortoise. But like we're just gonna have some apocryphal Pokemon. I'm just gonna say that on the sidebar, that Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Pikachu have names from this chat. So like one of them's gonna have to be Solo Jazz, and one of them's gonna be Sophia, I guess. And then the Pikachu can be something.
Yeah. The Charmander can be Sophia. No, that doesn't make any sense. The Bulbasaur can be Sophia the Third. Because it's a tank, so...
And then the
don't name a
Charmander's
Charizard
Jazz.
that. Yeah, the
the
Charmander's Jazz.
The Pikachu is something else.
Gary's like, unbelievable, I picked the wrong Pokemon. And then he never goes back and picks the right one, you know?
Yeah, no one picks that one.
That Charmander may as well be dead. It's Professor Oak's last Pokemon.
Arguably, the scrapped girl character gets it.
He'll fight to toughen him up. I'm sorry, I'm skimming through it without you reading.
Hundera, Gramps, smell you later.
Hey, you got
I'm
that
using
line
my
in.
shitty voice,
You got that
though.
line in at least.
That's like the worst voice I could do.
So here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. Originally in this game, there was actually a scrapped plan to have Professor Oak be the guy that you fought as champion the first time.
Okay.
You can still find the data for fighting him in the game, but you have to glitch the shit out of the game to get Professor Oak to show up. He has his own unique trainer type too.
Okay.
And the original plan was
this.
more than likely that would be a Pokemon on his team. It wouldn't be a Charmander, though. In this case, it would be a Charizard at the end of the game.
Yeah, but he gets the final... I just like the idea that someone gets that Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's probably why Agatha or whoever was asking him to come to the
Yeah. Yeah, they're just like, hey, we're doing some challenges. You're technically champion or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
I study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide.
I also study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide.
He's the authority on them. Many Pokemon trainers hold him in high regard. Yeah. Nice study. Wait a minute, you are the same person. What the fuck? They both say the same shit. And here's the fat man in Palette. Technology is incredible. You can now store and recall items and poke. You know what? In his defense, that is incredible.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he doesn't
absolutely
have a
amazing.
house. Maybe he just lives in his phone or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's how it is here in Palette. You can just live in your phone now. There's Tangela on the other side of this small fence or whatever this is. This series of rocks.
I always thought of them as oil barrels for some reason.
A lot of people thought they were, and I don't really get that. Like, as a kid, I never quite understood that. They're cylindrical, and they're the size of you. Yeah, I get that that's probably what it is.
It's like those barrels full of sand on the side of the highway when they're doing construction.
I thought that they were supposed to be pieces of wood, like logs, that had been cut down and set up that way. Oh, like a
Harvest Moon fence.
Yeah, like a Harvest Moon fence. And that these ones down here are a smaller version of that.
That makes sense.
And I found out later on that I think those are just meant to be rocks. But it's like, yeah, no, it's a fence. It's not barrels,
raising
though.
Pokemon too.
Nah, I've got a Weedle.
When they get strong, they can protect me from you.
Have you ever seen the Professor Oak's there's a whole fucking series of these. It's like Oak's tips or something, where somebody who was absolutely awful, and I think we made reference to this in Uranium, and I think I linked a bunch of them in a
comment. It was scans from like tips and tricks or something.
No, it's not tips and tricks. It's Professor Oak's stuff is from an official Prima guide,
okay.
And it's things like every so often there's a tip that's, your starter Pokemon, I caught them in the grass on the east and west of Palette. So
which
that
would
grass
be fucking
there,
amazing that there's just Charmanders sitting out there.
And that grass there, but you can't get to them. Come back after you beat the Elite Four and I'll give you the keys to go in.
That's shit. It's one thing when kids make these things up. It's another thing when it's, oh, hi, Daisy.
Hey, Daisy.
That's her name in this,
right?
Hi,
Hundera. Greg Bab is out at Grandpa's lab.
I think actually that they don't actually name her.
No, I'm pretty sure she doesn't actually have one.
Until 2nd gen. When you come back and she's like the masseuse.
I
think her name is Daisy.
There's a color change. So this one's got really extreme color changes, by the way, because we've got it set up in Super Game Boy mode, so the colors are like, oh, this is Viridian or something like that. I don't actually know what they're trying to do with the colors.
If he works at the mart, what is he doing out here on the side of the road?
It's a promotion. He's giving out free potions.
On the side of the road?
It's a free potion
surrounded
promotion.
by rats?
Yeah.
When I was a little kid...
What a better place to have healing items than when, out in the middle of nowhere surrounded by rats.
When I was a little kid, one of the first instances of me coming up with a super special, do not steal, this makes me the best trainer, just fake-ass Pokemon, was that I was going to have an albino Rattata. His name was Snowy. And it was a girl.
Okay.
I don't know, it was just, I always really liked Rattata, but for some reason I decided I needed one that was albino.
Somebody said that when we were talking to the big guy, that guy needs to stop storing and recalling food from his body. That's so mean. Because he's the fat guy in Palette. He's not even that. His model's not that big.
The sprites are designed in such a way that it's really hard to tell if he's actually fat. I think he has the
same model as Hikers, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's another one. Don't forget to hold on to your Master Ball. Use it on something strong like a Fearow, was another one of those Oak's tips.
Oh my god.
I think it was literally a Fearow or a Tentacruel.
Amazing. Yeah, no, I use mine on Mewtwo.
It's somebody suggested he's trying to help the impoverished people of Pallet Town by bringing them potions.
What goes into a potion, do you think? Barbecue sauce?
Berries. Hey, you came from Pallet Town. You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Will you take it to... Who am I, the fucking UPS? Do it
Speaking
yourself.
of berries, I kind of want a Pokemon Harvest Moon. And yes, I know Rune Factory exists. I own the first Rune Factory.
Yeah.
But I kind of want in Pokemon setting, just like a 2D top-down Harvest Moon style sim. Where you're like farming berries, but then also maybe expand on that part of the world building. Maybe you can get like fucking vegetables and stuff that also do things. Like you can get those bitter roots that Pokemon hate and stuff.
You can just find those in some.
Yeah, no,
some
but like
games.
I like the idea of
around,
just
like...
you're growing them or finding them in the woods, and that there's like your own subplot, and maybe you own a shop or something. Because I just really like Harvest Moon and I like Pokemon.
Oh, Hundera. How's my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to like you a lot. You must have been talented as a Pokemon trainer. What? You have something for me?
Isn't that why he...
Just drunk oak. Hundera delivered the Oaks parcel. What was that?
What is it? Wasn't the original point of this an errand, or am I misinterpreting the whole go over to the Pokemart thing?
No. Yeah, you're misinterpreting it.
Yeah, I always just knew you're supposed to go to the Pokemart, so I guess at some point my brain filled in extra dialogue where it's like, hey, go get this thing for me.
I think
Or
that...
maybe one of the comics did that.
I think
don't know.
one of the games, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't remember which one it is, but one of them actively had them give you a Pokemon to go and do an errand for them, but it's not this one. No, Rowan gives you your Pokemon to try and save his life because he's being eaten by feral dogs. Oh wait, no, yeah, you're right. Actually,
by the way, Birch just looks like Josh, we realized at some point.
Yeah, at some point we realized I'm just Birch. Yeah. That was really fucking terrible. I hate it.
And I don't remark on it much because I'm not really into 5th gen, but Professor Fennel is just me. You ever notice that?
Yeah, a little bit. Ah, this is the custom Pokeball I ordered. I call it a...
shit. The GS ball.
I call it a Smokeball.
No, it's the Master Ball, right?
Yeah, no, it's probably some stupid shit. I don't know.
Oh, no, you get the Master Ball in the Silphco, don't you? I don't remember now.
Yeah, no, you get the Master Ball from... It's a Silphco product that is given to you by the president for helping to stop Team Rocket. What did you call me for? And he goes, oh, right, I have a request of you two. On the desk there is my invention, Pokedex.
The only lowercase letter in the game is the accented E.
It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Hundera and Greg Bab, take these with you. Hundera got the Pokedex from Oak. You don't go and pick it up, it appears in his hand because it's still clearly on the desk behind him.
Oh yeah!
And then it vanishes. There we go. To make a complete guide on all of the Pokemon in the world. This is the errand he asks you to do.
Okay.
That was my dream.
Yeah, at some point I filled in the idea that you're supposed to go get him his package intentionally.
But I'm too old. I can't do it. So I'm forcing you two to fulfill my dreams for me.
Should we have gone up to the old man who's like
the
drunk?
old man who's drunk as shit, but they decided to localize it funny? Yeah, I completely forgot to. We should have.
Yeah, no, just go up there and see him and his daughter apologizing.
History. Yeah, the original version is he's drunk and just staggered drunk on the road, and his daughter's apologizing, and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, please
now he's
forgive
just
my
laying
father.
there blocking the road because no one brought him his coffee, and she's apologizing.
Yeah, which is really confusing.
Which makes it worse.
Like the
in
localized
some ways.
version is just he needs
just
coffee
an intentional asshole
because he's like asleep on the road for some weird reason.
Nah, he was shouting about it. I think
still kind of works as a metaphor for being drunk.
Yeah, he's hungover.
Because coffee would be like sobering him up.
Yeah,
but it's not explicitly. So it's like that's actually a subtle localization. But you're right; it makes him look like a dick more than anything.
Yeah, he's just like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. Don't try to leave town until I've had my coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, right, this is my line.
Gotta pay
All
the
right,
coffee
Gramps,
toll.
leave it all to me.
I've already told you, Greg Bab, I refuse to make my will out to you. Hundera, I hate to say... Oh, wait, no, that's you.
Hundera, I hate to say it, but I don't need you.
Why do you hate to say it?
Well, they used to be friends according to the instruction manual. I know. I'll borrow a town map.
Is this going to make you throw up?
Well, we're not going to see him that much. From my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Hundera. Ha ha ha. That's something a 10-year-old would do, though.
I like when he walks, his sprite flips for the different like movements of his feet.
Like he's just kind of moving his head.
Yeah,
so
like
hair
okay, so for people who don't actually know, there are actually only 2 walking sprites in Pokemon when you're facing down. It's this one and that one. This one and that one. And
you just scoot one leg forward all the time.
Yeah, so what is actually happening when you're walking down like that, it's this sprite, that sprite, and then they flip it. So okay, hold on. It's this sprite, that sprite, this sprite, and then they flip the second sprite so that they could like save space. But as a result, anybody who has anything going off on the side of their head, like to the left or the right, every time they walk when they're facing down or up, their hair flicks back and forth and back and forth.
It just makes it look like Gary's tossing his hair.
Yeah, it looks like Gary's flipping his head back
Greg
and forth.
Babb.
Yeah.
Oh, should
Greg
you
Babb.
have picked up... Didn't one of the aides have Pokeballs
Oh,
to
crap.
give you?
Yeah, actually, you're right. I'm going to go back and grab those. I keep thinking that I'm supposed to buy my first set of Pokeballs, but I think you are correct.
Yeah.
I think an aide gives
Don't buy
you
things
some.
if you don't gotta. I
I
mean,
don't
you do
actually
eventually, but, like, you can get a Rattata a Pidgey on your way up.
I'd study Professor Oak's aides.
No, I thought they gave you stuff.
No, am I wrong? No, I'm not seeing any. Yeah.
Is that a second gen thing?
It
I'm
might be a
thinking
second
of?
gen thing.
It could also be a yellow thing, because I had
yeah.
blue and yellow.
No,
and
he doesn't
red.
give them to
For
you.
some reason, we've got all of those.
I want to say, maybe the guy at the Pokemart does it, actually, now that I think about it. I'm going to get a map, by the way. It makes it slightly easier. Grandpa asked you to run an errand. Here, this will help you. You get a sound map.
I remember that, I want to say in Electric Tale of Pikachu, which is actually kind of a garbage mango. I know a lot of people did like it and like that it's got like titties in it, but like it was not that great, like story-wise, and some of the art was kind of odd. Not the titties even, just kind of like some of the way the guy did faces I didn't really like. But like in that one, the main character, who I think they localized as Ash for that one, but like he had a crush on Gary's sister, so some part of me always internalized that as being
Electric
canon.
Tale of Pikachu?
Yeah.
It wasn't localized as Ash. It's literally supposed to be a manga retelling of the anime.
Yeah, but like they didn't call him Red or anything.
No, they called him Ash because it's a manga retelling of the anime.
Okay, yeah, so it was just Ash just has a crush on Daisy or whatever.
Yeah, that's the big thing at the beginning, and then as time goes on, he slowly realizes he has a crush on Misty too, and then kind of, he never totally tosses Daisy to the wayside, like the idea of liking Daisy to the wayside, but it becomes less important as time
and also
goes on.
she was not interested in him. She had no reason
There's
to
a
be.
massive age difference.
Yeah, it was enough. It was just like, oh, this is my brother's friends. Whatever. They're like 5 years old. I got high school things to do, like looking at maps.
Oh, I think she's even older than that. I think
have no idea.
I think in Electric Tale of Pikachu, it is addressed that she is the closest thing to a parent that Gary has left because his parents are gone.
And because his grandpa doesn't really like him that much.
So she is old enough to... Pidgey in Gen 1 looks so fucking amazing. Sorry. But I think it's like she raised him or something like that. Something like that.
This just looks like standard Pidgey to me.
Okay, this is literally a bird. This is not even a Pidgey. This is like somebody
like
sprited...
a baby sparrow.
Like a shit bird. It looks like some kind of pheasant that somebody looked out the window and was like, oh, it looks like a terrible bird. Let me just put horns on it. There we go.
I don't think that when they first started these
love it,
games,
though.
I don't think they really intended everything to be this thing is a species and we're going to treat it as a distinct design. I think that at first maybe like Pidgey was supposed to be treated the way like goblins and imps are in Final Fantasy or slimes are.
Maybe.
It's like this is enemy number 1. And then sometimes with those, they kind of just become their own thing. Like Slimes and Dragon Quest became kind of just a thing. And then literally everything in Pokemon became just, this is a distinct design. And they just kind of evolved into it.
I'm not shitting on that Pidgey design, by the way. I just want to make that clear. I actually unironically love that design for Pidgey, but it is so completely different from like every other version of Pidgey ever.
It is.
It looks like
it doesn't have whites to its eyes. It's
just a bird. Yeah, somebody even pointed out it has like weird owl eyes.
Yeah, let me see what's going on.
There's a Pokemon Center in every town ahead. They don't charge any money either. Damn socialists. Let's...
Okay,
go to the mart. The guy
Buster's is asking, wasn't Mystery Dungeon enough because I want a Pokemon Harvest Moon? No, I literally want a Pokemon for every genre of game. Just take every game I like and replace it with Pokemon, and I will continue to play them.
I like Mystery Dungeon. By the way.
I love Mystery Dungeon. Okay, so I had
real quick.
On the PS1, one of the first games I had that I don't have anymore, and I think the disc got scratched at some point long before now, but like, I used to have Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon, the second one, because I don't think the first one actually came over to America. I'm not sure, but it was labeled Mysterious Dungeon 2, and I just accepted it. But like, that was one of my first big games that I like just would sit there and play forever.
That, by the way, is Dream Eater on the other side of that.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy,
being
I think,
haunted.
just gives you Dream Eater.
He's just sitting there in the woods being haunted.
There's one. These, by the way, I think are supposed to be rocks as well.
Those look like trees to me. They got trunks.
I agree. They look like trees. I super agree with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to get this.
Oh.
Yeah, there's another potion up here.
That.
Yeah, a lot of people forget about
the
weird potions that are just hidden all over the goddamn place.
But anyways, one of my first big, like, obsessive games, like, I think it was the first introduction I had to Final Fantasy, even, was Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon, and for the longest time, there were no other games that I could find that were like that were, like, big names that, like, I heard about, because I know that one company just kept making Mystery Dungeons. They're, like, almost always one company.
Yeah, I can't remember what the company is.
Is it Chunsoft?
I think it's Chunsoft, which is a different company now.
But I was in...
They were absorbed by someone else.
Yeah, but I was in high school and in the mall, and there was a trailer for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon going on in the GameStop in the mall, and I was just sort of stopped and stared at it and was like super fucking excited. Like you're gonna catch it, right?
Yeah, I'm catching this Nidoran.
But
specifically, I came over here for the single purpose of catching this specific Nidoran. Because
they learn double kick, and that's fighting, so it's good against...
they're also one of the few Pokemon in this game that learn a 100% KO move. And in Red and Blue, those things are broken as shit. Yeah, cool. They learn... I don't think he learns Fissure naturally, but I think he learns Horn Drill, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody give me a name for this Nidoran, by the way.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was standing around, like walking by the GameStop, and they told me that, hey, that game you liked as a kid, now it's Pokemon. And I just kind of stood there and vibrated a little until internally I could accept that everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, look, you can just keep doing that to me. It's like, what do I like? What do I like? I liked what's a game I like that people would have heard of?
Final Fantasy.
I already did that. We just did that. Like an actual Final Fantasy style Pokemon would be interesting. I was gonna say, like, what if they made like Exile 3: The Ruined World with Pokemon? And it's like, no one knows what that is but me. But man, you could just take any game I've ever loved and be like, hey, here's a Pokemon version of it, and I'd fall for it. I've never played Pokemon Conquest, but it's on my list of things that you'd probably never hear from me again.
That's a weird... It's a tactical RPG.
Yeah.
It's basically Disgaea with Pokemon.
Someone just said Disgaea. I'm like, yes, I love Disgaea. I treat it like Pokemon. I collect characters and give them names and shit.
Yeah, you have weird statuettes of girls from Disgaea.
I do. I have a Flan and I have an Archer.
Stiffens its ears to sense danger. The larger its horns, the more powerful its secreted venom. Yeah, because it's a poison type.
So, Garbage Lady, Garbage Boy, Pokey, Trash King. Name it Oh Wait.
Oh Wait, Jumper,
Name it R. Name it Jumper with 2 R's.
No, I like the name Trash King.
Okay.
Do you want to veto that?
No, I mean,
Okay.
it turns into Anita King eventually.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just Trash King feels good to me.
I mean, you are one.
Hey, hey.
No,
Hey
you
now.
set it up. I knocked it down.
Pokey was a strong second, by the way. I was really into Pokey.
Trash Poke.
I kind of want to call it Trash King Pokey, but I can't fit that.
Well, that's his full name. When we have to address him by his full formal name
Yeah.
in front of the court, he is the Trash
It'll be
King
Trash
Pokey.
King Pokey, yeah. Okay, that works. That's fair. Hold
Formally recognized under our Lord as the first of his name.
Lineage.
Or whatever.
on. Yeah. Trash King Pokey the first.
Yeah.
And the last. And then he murders everybody else.
Or
all
he
the
names his
heirs.
son something other than Pokey.
Trash King, I have no son.
Trash King, and he names
This
his
is
son like...
this is such a fucking tease, by the way.
Oh, man.
These 2 items right next to each other, because it takes forever to be able to go back and get those.
Can't you also find Mankey in that little patch to the side of Viridian?
That little patch to the side of Viridian.
In red, you should be
I
able to.
don't know if you can in red.
I think in
don't
blue
quite
there's
remember.
neater in female and what
I love
else
this guy
is there?
because this is like the only dude in here who won't fight you. I came here with some friends. They're out for Pokemon fights.
But he's not. So he's sitting here by the tree, like drawing in the dirt with a stick.
Somebody said he's pretty sure that that they're pretty sure it's only yellow that you can find those Mankeys.
Okay, yeah, I sometimes get the Pokemon layouts mixed up because of yellow.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
yellow's a
yeah,
little
'cause I played
confusing.
it. I
It's really
actually-
the only generation that had 4 games in it
Yeah,
anyway.
it's
like,
weird.
Yeah.
But
it's a little
I
strange.
actually had yellow as a kid because so my mom was at her hobby was hey, it's Weedle. My mom's hobby as a stay-at-home mom was that she would enter sweepstakes, which back in the day meant like massive amounts of postcards and stamps, and she was part of newsletters, and eventually she would do it through the internet as well, where she would basically just enter any free sweepstakes that she could find, and some of them let you enter multiple times a day. And she had like a whole system, and it got us some cool stuff, like a trip to Florida once, and a trip to LA once, I think. yeah, it was LA. But and like 2 TVs at different instances in time.
Yeah.
But one of the things she managed to snag, I think it was from Nintendo Power, was a Surfing Pikachu.
Yep.
And I think what she did, because I got it for my birthday, so it was a surprise, that she asked my brother, 2 years younger than me, so he was still sentient enough as a human at that age to understand what to tell my mom about things about Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, well, if you want the Surfing Pikachu to be useful, you gotta get yellow, and you gotta get to a certain point so that you can do trades, so you have to go up to, like, get the Pokedex. So, like, they set it all up and then mailed it in. It came back, so I had a Pikachu that was unnamed because they didn't nickname it, because my brother wouldn't have known what to nickname it for me, and if he did, it would have probably been a cuss word or something. And I would have gotten mad.
Here's your Surfing Pikachu. Fuck.
No, like the main Pikachu, because it was yellow. Your first Pikachu.
I know.
But then the second Pikachu, which knew Surf, and for a while wouldn't listen to me because it was a traded Pokemon and I didn't have badges yet. Its name was just Pikachu. It was just missing the A and it was all in caps. And I had a Surfing Pikachu. So I could play Excite Bike.
it was a little weird.
But
I think I'm gonna catch this Weedle, by the way. Come up with names for when it actually gets caught.
It's what Mario enemy am I thinking of that looks like Weedle face wise?
It's not Pokey?
No, Pokies are
Spiny?
like cactuses. I mean, with the nose. What has that nose?
It's the big caterpillar.
Wiggler.
Yeah, Wiggler. There
That's
we go.
not a
Thank
good
you.
name for it, though.
No, probably not.
The Goonies from Yoshi's Island also have a similar face. It's a beak instead of a nose, but it's just this big round thing on the face. There's just something about Weedle that I always look at as like someone other than the rest of the guys designed this, didn't they? Some other guy did this. Because it's like, its design aesthetic is much more cartoony in the face.
It is a little bit, right?
So it's just like, did they just get Miyamoto to scribble on a napkin and then they just took it?
I don't know. Somebody give me a name for this goddamn Weedle, though.
No touch, please.
No touch, please. It's the only name we've got
Catch
so far.
these horn hands? Oh, because it turns into to Beedrill.
Yeah. I like Beedrill. Beedrill's cool, but he's completely useless for like every goddamn game up until they gave him a mega form in 6th gen.
Pin, Deba, whatever that means.
Poison, Deba or Deba, Also, Paint totally knew exactly what was fucking going on. He was like, "You got to go hunting for them Pikachu." It's like, yeah. If you're here, yeah. Often found in forests, eating leaves. It has a sharp, venomous stinger on its head, which is probably the worst place for a venomous stinger.
Yeah, because
when you think about it,
would it be attached to the brain?
Well, no, not just that, but the only reason that something like, okay, if you have a venomous stinger on your head, on the tail, totally makes sense. There is one on its tail, by the way. It's got 2, and I don't know why they don't bring attention to that. But the one on its head, it can only use if something is close enough to its head to be stung. That is where your brain goes, friend. You don't want to have you don't put a gun on your head and say, "Don't come near me or I'll shoot."
If it's a colony animal, it kind of makes sense because, I mean, Beedrills. So, like, maybe if this thing dies, that helps protect the hive. But as an individual just wiggling around here in the woods, it's like, you need to go home. That's unsafe for you. Your head's just gonna pop off.
It kind of looks like Ninjask now.
A little bit. Someone said Kunamon. Is that
Kunamon is Digimon.
Yeah. Is that one of those eyeless things? Pinback is a guy we know.
Yeah. I like No Touch Please and I like Kunamon. Which one do you want to go with?
I think naming Pokemon after Digimon is probably something that we would do. It is, but at the same time, it's something we would do.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Name him Gunhead?
Oh god, no.
Is that a reference to something?
It's a reference to what I just said. It's like putting a gun on your head.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the little party sprites. They're super cute. The bug one's really nice.
I can't reach the water.
Okay. Megan was trying to reach over me and grab water, and I couldn't figure out what she was doing.
What do you want to name him?
Exclusively Kunamon or No Touch
You were all here to see the unboxing of this water bottle.
No. There's no C here at all. Like, you gotta listen to water, I guess.
Anyways, that's that noise you just heard.
Yeah, so what do you want to name it?
I'm still liking Kunamon, but
okay, we'll do that.
Gunhead's good, Pinback's good. We might name something else Pinback. We should have named the Nidoran Pinback. It's got pins on his
fuck, that would have worked super good.
Well, if we get a Jolteon, I don't think we're going to get that far today. But, I mean, they know Pin Missile.
Yeah, maybe. I gotta go all the way back now, by the way, because I'm poisoned as shit and I forgot to grab an antidote.
Or if for some reason we can, like, somehow rationalize any Pokemon as being a Simpsons reference, you can name that one Pinback.
Okay.
I don't know, he keeps having Simpsons avatars.
So I think our Squirtle might die, by the way. I'm just gonna let you know. I can't tell from here. But I think, yeah, there he is, Crimbo fainted.
When I was a little kid, the idea of my starter fainting always felt kind of like I had betrayed them.
I should have... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. This is the way where you gotta go all the way back when you do that. I should have grabbed antidotes before I left. That was on me, because I always forget.
I forget to buy things in general.
I come in... What you're supposed to do is buy 10 Pokeballs and at least 1, if not more, antidotes. And then you push forward. And that's basically going to get you through literally anything, all the way past Brock. But it's like, I keep forgetting too. Antidotes are those weird ones too, because like, after a while, those stop being necessary. It didn't actually matter anymore, because you...
Yeah, it just planks your HP bit by bit in a way that once you're strong enough, it's like, whatever.
Yes, but I mean, generation-wise, I think starting in 5th gen, your Pokemon couldn't die from poison in the overworld. And I think in X and Y on, it doesn't matter because you don't take damage when you're poisoned and you're walking around.
Which
they just completely did away with the system.
On the one hand, like, yeah, great, because shit was always annoying. On the other hand, what's the point of poison then if it doesn't torture you forever?
It's a thing that tortures you in battles, not in
I get it, but it
whatever.
feels weird, but not weird enough for me to oppose.
Like, I get it too. It's just, I think it makes a lot of sense to do it the way that they did it, but I understand why people are annoyed by it. Because there are a lot of people who got really freaked out about that. They were like, why can't I be poisoned to death anymore? And it's like, well, because
that was annoying.
Poison should never have mattered to begin with. It was maybe not such a great idea. I miss it too, personally. Like, I actually
it just feels like it's a part of life.
It feels like it's a part of these games, but it's like yeah, I can understand cutting it out though.
Imagine if one day God descended from the sky and said he's decided to nerf the digestive system. Now you don't have to poop. And you just sit there like being, what's the point of eating if you never have to poop? That's unbalanced. And it's like, you just sit there thinking, well, now I never have to poop again. But then you'd be like, I kind of miss it.
Do not name Pokemon Small Bart.
I only vaguely know that's a joke.
And the reason that they got rid of poison was because apparently there was a teleport glitch involving poison.
Weird.
Yeah, and Safari Zones too, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, like what, you die in the Safari Zone and something
You die
happens?
in real life, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the Safari Zone is a part of real life. I mean, literally just a fence with things on the other side of the fence.
I keep forgetting, by the way, until I start playing Red version again, that trainers don't have names in first gen. They are just their titles. Like, if you walked into a McDonald's, it would be like Fry Cook wants to battle. Like, he doesn't have a name. He's not a person.
Yeah, you wouldn't know he's SpongeBob. You just know he was the Fry Cook.
Why can't they have names? That feels like horribly dehumanizing.
I actually took a small part of my personal mythos and identity from the fact that there was a character in second gen that was an NPC named Meg.
Yeah.
Meg. I think it was Megan, but I could only fit Meg in. That sounds weird.
Meg N.
It was a cool trainer named Megan.
Okay.
And I decided that was going to be my name on Neopets, but the character limit made it cut off, so it was Cool Trainer Meg. So that's who you friend on Neopets, but I don't log in.
Cool.
Like, that was just kind of what I called myself for a little while, as like a 10-year-old.
Oh, apparently that's also why Gold and Silver didn't have a Safari Zone.
Yeah, that makes sense. Safari Zone was just like this real weird vortex of weird shit.
I like the Safari Zone.
I do too.
Cool. I actually really appreciated it when it did come back for
Heart Gold Soul Silver.
No. It came back in what was the good one? X and Y had a Safari Zone.
Oh, I forgot.
No, X and Y had
it was the Friend Safari, right? No,
I think so.
Okay.
I cannot. My brain can't juggle all these lemons. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm dropping all my brain thoughts.
We're getting some more some more NPC name stuff going on. Shark Justice. I was a youngster, but at least I was a youngster with a Diglett who would fuck your shit up with magnitude.
Did you say Shark Justice?
It's
Steak Justice.
I was kind of far away.
Shark Justice sounds kind of cool, I guess, but like...
Okay, that's his name now. I'm reading it at a slight distance because your tablet is small.
Caterpie, by the way, is a super good Pokemon that we will probably want to pick one up of.
Yeah, it's slightly rarer in this game than it is in Blue, right?
Itty bitty tiny bit, yeah. The issue though is that Weedle is a poison type. Caterpie is just a bug. So it's kind of shit when it's Weedle versus Caterpie, but when Caterpie evolves, it becomes bug and flying. And it's one of the only like Pokemon that can learn Confusion, and then all of the powders, including Sleep Powder, which is massively OP in this game.
And also, Butterfree everyone likes Butterfree. Just we all have the same personal bond with it because we saw it like fly off into the sunset together.
Yeah, Weedle, by the way, is poison, which is super good in early game, but then Beedrill in later game is kind of like, okay, it's bug poison and it never stops being bug poison. And it's kind of just like, okay, it's poisonous, but then by that point in the game, there's like a million things that are poisonous.
I forgot how
How shit Bubble
2D
looks.
Bubble looked. Yeah, like first gen Bubble.
First gen attacks always
It's like an
they all
MS
look
Paint
like
circle
that.
tool.
And it starts out with like 3 of them, and then it adds another 3, and then it adds another 3, and it just kind of like it's 3.
They
like,
look
4
pretty
spurts of
decent
animation,
for being
sorry,
just
but
MS Paint circles. Like,
well,
they have them overlap
it's
each
just
other,
a black
interestingly.
circle with a deeper side along the bottom, and then they add just a white block in there so that it looks like it has a shine on it, and they put them over each other, and it looks cool, but it's actually just like
Yeah,
a bunch
it's
of black
very
circles.
chunky.
It's super chunky.
Okay, now Steak Shark Justice is singing the
Brother, my brother, oh, tell me, what are we fighting for? Isn't life worth so much more?
Apparently he forgot the words and started talking about making people cry.
I used to own the CD for Pokemon the first movie, so I know that song intimately. Yo, you can't jam out if you're a Pokemon What?
Yeah, we're not allowed to sing anymore.
Oh, okay, fine.
I used
Bug
to have
catcher.
a bunch of the theme songs memorized, and I don't, I think, anymore.
I can't remember the first trainer who's named Josh in 2nd gen, but I do remember that there are like 5 of them.
It's a common name.
It's a super common name, but it's one of the only names in those games that they have overlap multiple times, and it's because they get a lot of distance out of both using Josh and Joshua. Like, they use the full version and the shortened version at the same time, and
Makes
it's like
sense.
Josh is always short for Joshua. Don't do that.
Could be short for
No, it can't be short
Joshua
for anything.
Or Josh-tifer.
Nah, probably not.
No. But it's a different entry into the database, so it makes sense on a computer level. Megan is just barely uncommon enough a name that you don't see it that much. But then when you do, it for some reason just magically, if there's 2 Megans in a grade, they always end up in the same class.
Yeah, which is really weird. I never went into a class in elementary school. I'd never throughout my entire life have I been in the same class as another Josh.
Oh, maybe they intentionally tried to separate that out to make it easier
Especially
for everyone.
in elementary school. I
But
knew
they never
2
did
other
that in high
Joshes. I hated both of them. All of us hated each other.
Cool.
But we never were in the same class, and we almost never ran into each other ever, so it was
Okay.
fine.
And for some reason, there was me and one other Megan, and then someone named Reagan, and we were all
Reagan?
Yeah, and we were
Like
all
the
in.
president?
Well, it was her first name.
So it was just a little girl with like Ronald Reagan's face
No,
and the accent.
she was
and
just
everything?
some random girl.
Aw.
We were in 5th grade, but like there were 3 of us who basically had the same name, and they put us in the same class, and it was weird. And like I was friends with Reagan, but the other Megan, like I don't know. I think it's just that we felt it would be too weird to converse with each other, so we just didn't. I don't know.
This is going to be a long fight, by the way. We're eventually going to just start pipping down one at a time.
Yeah.
Because he's hardening and we're using tackle.
Remind me, Lear drops attack?
Yeah,
So it
Lear,
wouldn't help
I'm almost
here?
positive drops attack. It wouldn't help anyway, because eventually we get to the point where even if it was dropping defense, we get to the point where his defense doesn't go any lower, but then his defense also won't go any higher, because the only attack he has is Harden. That is the problem with Metapod and Kakuna in Gen 1, is that if you catch them in the wild, or you're fighting a trainer who has them, the only attack they have is Harden.
But thank goodness
Nothing
they
else.
can't take moves away from you when you evolve.
Yeah, no.
So
no,
if
no.
you raise it yourself, it was way better.
Yeah, if you raise them by yourself, they're significantly better, because they will always have String Shot and either Poison Sting or Tackle. And then they learn Harden upon leveling up, which is totally fine, who cares? But it means that when a trainer has one, it's also basically an experience pot just waiting to happen. You just gotta pop it. You just gotta break it open and collect all that gooey experience guts.
Also, Kakuna arms.
Yeah,
This is like the only game that has them.
Yeah, this is the only game where Kakuna has his little sickle arms.
I'm an
Yeah.
advocate for the Kakuna arms. Let's not
They
ever
look
forget they're
super
there.
cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
and it
them.
makes it more than just literally like a yellow turd that you propped up to get into a fight.
Somebody pointed out that Lear actually does drop defense.
Oh. Okay. I couldn't remember.
And then also early bugs basically level up after a couple of blinks. And it's true, and that's intentional. They wanted your bugs to level up super
Yeah,
duper
because
fast
they're
at the
bugs. They have a
beginning of this.
shorter life cycle.
Yeah, it's 100% supposed to be that way on purpose.
Yeah. Because they were simulating basically, like, an ecosystem. Which kind of unravels when you get to some of the weirder
Kinda.
random Pokemon, so you'll have, like, Magnemites are still considered the same kind
But it's like,
of thing
bugs are
as
supposed to
Weedles.
die super fast and yada yada yada, and they turn into their full-fledged version super quick or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense.
It's ultimately because these games are supposed to simulate childhood to a very strong extent.
Yeah, well, in
it was
Japanese
just-
childhood to a very strong extent.
That you
where it's
just
like,
kind of went out when no
bug
one was
fighting.
supervising you. You got a beetle and you set it in a circle with another beetle with your friends.
Oh, people can totally supervise too. In Japan, that's just a thing. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
well, in Pokemon, you're being unsupervised.
Well, you're very unsupervised in Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's just like this idea of just being a kid who just runs out there and does shit.
Some would
So,
argue there's
like,
very few adults actually in Pokemon.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like the 90s had a lot of cartoons that were like that, like Rugrats or whatever, where it's like just kids just going out and doing shit, and there's a certain level of imagination involved in it. So the fact that it's like there's just bugs and just birds, but they've got RPG monster stats and shit is a part of it, that it's kind of just imaginative. And as kids, that really resonated with us because we were at that level.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of like mutated into us having this personal
shit.
canon of what everything is.
I got here
Mm-hmm.
when I had to turn back for that antidote, and there was an antidote right
Whoops.
here. Like,
Well,
hi Ilzalith, by the way. Hello.
do we know who that is?
Not off the top of my head, but I know it's probably
Oh,
somebody
there
who's
could be a
friend,
lot of
I'm gonna
people
guess,
in
yeah.
here that we might not necessarily know
Yeah,
personally.
yeah. Or
Which-
they're using
which I
names
hope,
that we don't
like-
immediately recognize.
Yeah, I hope
which is
a bunch
big
of
issue.
random strangers show up so we can
Well,
make
it's not
new
even
friends.
an issue, really. Yeah, well, totally.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just a name thing, though, to be completely honest. I just don't recognize every name of every
Oh yeah,
person
not
I
every
know.
like I can't pretend that I use the same name literally everywhere because I have changed names over the years.
Well, I'm not going to pretend that because that's untrue, so...
Yeah, but like it always feels weird to me when people don't use the same username everywhere. And then I think about it, it's like, wait a minute, I don't use the same
Yeah.
username everywhere.
I mean, to be totally honest, the name of the channel, Hundera, that's a username I used to use and no longer do.
Yeah, there's people in the chat who know him as Hundy.
Yeah, who probably knew me more as Hundera than anything else I've ever gone by.
Yeah, and I'm not one half of Hundera because Hundera is Josh.
No, Hundera is a team now. It is.
Yeah,
both of
yeah,
them.
but like no, when Josh was Hundera, I was Mega Rose. I'm still Mega
Yeah,
Rose
yeah.
in most places.
She's just a second person.
Which is my own name with like the N taken out in the middle.
Yeah.
Which is just
Yeah, weird,
kind
yeah.
of so I used to be in a forum for Sprite Comics, the same one where people used to caps lock the names of Pokemon, and it was literally one of the original
Oh,
Mega Man
God.
Sprite Comics.
Do you remember Gen 1 bags?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, it's so bad.
No pockets.
It's so bad.
It's literally just a one bag. It's like you got a
It's
trash
just-
bag you're lugging
You're
around.
lugging around a fucking duffel bag. No pockets whatsoever. Just
Even
shove
duffel bags
everything
usually
in
have
there.
like a pocket on the side.
It's like a suitcase without pockets. It's like it's basically just a sack. You're super right.
Yeah, it's just a garbage
trash
bag.
basically. Yeah.
Just full of shit and anti-venom.
Apparently, because we got a bunch of anti-venom sitting in there.
Yeah, you open it up, it's like, here's my magic vials of heal, here's my anti-venoms, here's a bicycle.
Yeah, the bike is always confusing, but to be honest, I
It
always kind
folds
of
out.
yeah, I interpreted that as a folding bike,
I
which
think
is
it said somewhere
I guess that's a
it
thing that
does.
shouldn't really exist, but at the same time, I mean, it makes enough
Well,
sense.
Razor scooters fold.
Also, some part of me has always been totally okay with the idea that this game was originally called Capsule Monsters. That's Pokemon's
Yeah.
work title originally. And as a result, I think some part of my brain decided that everything in this world clearly runs on Capsule Corp, like Dragon Ball.
It kind of does because items come in Pokeballs.
So Pokeballs are like, just the design for the capsules in that game. So you hit the button and it bombs open, and then you've got like a bicycle there, and then you hit a button on the bike and it pops back into a Pokeball and you put it away.
Yeah, that works. I think
You also
the bike
keep
is
animals in
explicitly
there
pulled
for some
out.
strange reason, though.
Like, I could believe that, like, you just pop open a Pokeball and all your potions just plop out of it. Master Roshi walks up to you with one, an empty one, and says, you could put anything in here. Technology has gone so far. And then he points at a water fountain that gives out potions. Instead of water, you just fill it up there, take it back to your village.
Ilzalith came here from Popkaz.
Awesome. I love
Yeah.
Popkaz readers. I don't know which kind of Popkaz reader you are, but my favorite Popkaz readers are the ones that show up out of nowhere and favorite everything Beyblade and then disappear into the mists.
Hey, Caterpie.
Yay!
That'll be our Kunamon. Unless somebody has a better name. Suggest a better name for a Caterpie. Oh god, level 3.
It's fine.
I'm not going to be able to hit it without killing it, though.
Well, did you say this will be our Kunamon when we just got something and named it Kunamon?
Oh,
Are
wait
they
a minute,
both
we
gonna
did.
Be... Oh
No,
my
I
god, that
forgot.
back sprite!
I forgot.
I forgot about that back sprite. My goodness.
We named it Kunamon.
Oh.
Okay. Suggest a name for a Caterpie. There we go.
What's the recolor Kunamon? Kunamon?
Dokunamon. I don't want
I'm
to name it
surprised I
Dokunamon.
remember it.
Yeah, I don't want to name it that, though. Poison Sting!
I love all Popkaz readers. Sometimes I'll like go into the usernames on my activity feed just to see like who just liked a bunch of stuff, and almost always I just wind up scrolling down a random Tumblr and it's like, oh, here's some GIFs. Here's some more GIFs. Here's a screen cap of someone's Twitter. And it's just like I get stuck there. And it's like just all the Popkaz readers are interesting because it's like, oh shit, this person almost knows me. That's cool. What do they like?
Oh, I should point out, by the way, because this will come up eventually. We are not playing this on an emulator. We are playing this on physical hardware that is wired into our TV. It has a unique UI, however, and currently we are sitting on our couch and I am playing this game with an NES controller, which is really, really weird.
Authentic? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of authentic. I just
not
wanted to
really,
add
but
that. It has nothing to do with what you were...
It's a mismatch of authenticity.
It has nothing to do with what you were talking about. I
Yeah.
wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Yeah.
Because it just occurred to me, I'm hitting down B, but I'm doing it on an NES controller, and I'm like, oh god, that feels weird suddenly. Its short feet are tipped with suction pads that enable it to tirelessly climb slopes and walls.
It weighs 6 pounds. I never noticed.
Yeah, it's a worm, too. It's teeny
It's the
tiny.
size-
It's like 2 inches long, and it's 6 pounds.
It's the size of a smallish human baby.
No, they're way smaller than that. Hold on, I'll show you in a
Okay.
sec. We gotta get a
Did
name
it say
for this,
2
though.
pounds?
So Emotion Monster.
Reading Rainbow, Feels Bug.
Unhand her, Dan Backsprite. Feels Bug is pretty good. I kind of like Feels Bug. You
We can go with that.
want to go with Feels Bug?
Catter Cake is cute, but
Because he gives people feels.
yeah. Or feels yup.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Well, if you put a bug on you,
Shockingly
it has to
dense.
grab you with the suctions or
Well,
whatever.
this one has
so,
suction cups instead of
So like it is
other
feeling
things,
you
yeah.
when you're holding it.
Data. It is height 1 foot, weight 6 pounds.
So about the size of a human baby.
Smaller than that. A little
You think
smaller.
they can't see my
Okay,
hands?
I'm just saying, like, a foot is like this.
No, it's not.
Am I
No,
crazy?
a foot is like the size of a human forearm, more or
Oh.
less. I've got a small.
Do I have a
arm,
human forearm?
Yeah, you're about a 12-inch forearm. Because these
No.
measurements are
My
based
arm's
off
actually
of,
way longer than that. Because I just remembered my feet are about 13, 14 inches. So I don't know. Look,
You're the right size to
Look.
be the kind of person that they base these
I'm
measurements
6.5
off of.
feet tall. I can't help it.
Like a joint of your thumb is about 1 inch, and then your full hand span should be about 6 inches, and then your full forearm is like 12.
I guess.
So, or something like
I've
that.
got a king's foot.
You probably do.
Hey, wait up. What's the hurry? I'm trying to get the fuck away from you bug catchers.
I do kind of like the idea that
Goddamn
Caterpie is
monsters.
roughly the size of a human,
Of a human
newborn.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, it just gives you an idea of what it'll feel like if you got one crawling down your arm.
Someone said a normal baby is like 20 inches according to Google.
At birth?
1 foot is a baby, is a forearm, is a big Mexican burrito, is a Subway sandwich.
A Mexican burrito from where? I think
Subway.
they're shorter than that. How big is a burritos at Chipotle?
I've had a foot-long burrito before.
Okay.
That's not that unusual.
It depends on where you go, that's all.
Trash can.
I usually get like a salad or a bowl instead of a full burrito because I can't keep it together when I try to eat it because I got a small mouth and small hands.
I used to go to a taqueria near where my dad lives, and they used to give us burritos that were about a foot long and were maybe about 8 inches wide. Like they were gigantic burritos.
Like that's like a meatloaf at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. It was basically just a meatloaf for like $2. And I used to have to eat that with a fork and a knife, and I felt like shit doing it because it's a goddamn burrito.
Well, now every time we get burritos at the Cafe Rio, you get it enchilada style and you have to
Yeah,
eat a fork.
well, because I don't want to put my hands in fucking salsa.
But you don't want to not have it smothered in salsa. That would be sacrilege. He does that at home now.
You're good at this.
Like we get those little like El Monterey or whatever.
And I just toss salsa and avocado.
Yeah,
on.
they're like these little 6-inch frozen burritos. He puts 2 in the microwave with some cheese and salsa and all. Like he just does it that way, and so you gotta eat it with a fork. When you think about it, if you could eat a foot-long, 8-inch thick burrito, you might be able to. No, you can eat a baby anyways. It's just illegal.
I could eat a baby. I just choose not to.
That's why we don't have any.
Yeah. I'm too afraid I'm gonna Chronos that shit, you know?
Yeah, like you'll start eating babies, but then I'll get pissed off at you and save one in a cave somewhere, and then you'll come back and kick your ass.
But so you gotta be careful eating babies though, because like I don't know, you might get addicted to it.
You might accidentally eat a rock instead.
Yeah, and babies kick you in the throat real good. I mean, fuck, dude.
They do it coming out and going in, too.
Yeah.
Babies will kick.
They'll cut you up.
When I was born, apparently I pooped in my mom's
Okay,
vagina.
no. Too much information. Don't.
I was supposed to have been born on April 1st,
Gross.
was born 5 days later, and I left a mess on my way out.
Okay, nobody needs to know this.
I just think it's
That's
funny. It's an
disgusting.
April Fool's joke.
Okay,
My mom also died on April 1st.
Okay, that's not funny. Don't drag
I'm
yourself
done. That's the
down.
only facts I have
God.
for that now. We got anything going on? If this is right, a regular newborn is 19-ish inches and 7-ish pounds. Okay. They hit 2 feet and 17 pounds within 3 months. Caterpie is probably within reasonable baby mass.
Yeah. I mean, babies don't usually have suction cups on their feet, but I mean, I guess anything's
Maybe you
possible.
didn't.
Did you have suction cups?
Well, you
for
were a
feet?
preemie, right?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Probably, sure. Trash King.
All right. When do those evolve? Like 16?
Yeah, I think it's 16. I just wanted to
Okay.
get him up to at least 10.
Maybe Feelsburg should have been Feelsburg.
Whitefieldsburg.
It sounds more like a name of a town.
Feelsburg.
He lives next door.
Hey,
There we go.
There we go. Give me a name
Underbelly
for this
Pikachu.
motherfucker. Wait, no. We had a name for the Pikachu. What was it?
I don't remember.
Sophia the Third was the Bulbasaur.
And I think
Jazz
was
was
the Charmander.
the Charmander. So what's the Pikachu? Somebody name this Pikachu. Goddamn.
Yeah, like we were just taking starter names from the starter suggestion, but Pikachu, I don't know if we picked one.
I don't
for.
think we picked one because I don't think we actually had any.
I miss Underbelly Pikachu. Like,
we go.
It's actually kind of a half of a Tumblr meme to just talk about fat Pikachu.
Yeah,
in terms of like
mouse Pikachu as opposed to rabbit Pikachu.
Yeah, just fat Pikachu being like, oh, he's just so much cuter, he's perfect, and he's body positive. And if you look at his tail is different, kind of.
Yeah. No, Pikachu in Gen 1 was almost a completely different monster
Pikachu
than
in
anything after this.
in Pokemon Special, the Pikachu is basically just an orb.
Yeah, I
love-
love
well,
Pokemon
honestly,
Special Pikachus.
Pokemon Special, the original artist Mato, is more or less my art goal forever.
It's really sad what happened to Mato. For those of you who don't know what happened to Mato, by the way, she contracted a terminal illness that she survived.
Yeah.
It is gone.
She's still
but
around.
The existence of the illness took the strength out of her body for her entire life. So she lives day to day in a futon that she gets out of, and she'll crawl out of it, stand up, and go to the bathroom, and then go back and go to sleep.
Apparently it's gotten okay, though. She has a Twitter, and sometimes has sketches there.
Yeah,
but, she's not at career level.
She can still draw, but it takes an incredible amount of effort on her behalf to do so.
But there's just something about the original Pokemon special art where, they continued the manga with a different artist after a while.
After that.
But, there's just something about her inking that was so smooth, and the proportions of everything that was
beautiful, and her anatomy was amazing.
Perfect.
And her Pikachus were mousy as fuck.
She
did not care about rabbits at all. Because you have two variations of Pikachu. Like I keep saying, you have Mouse Pikachu and Rabbit Pikachu. And hers were the mousiest of Mouse Pikachus.
Yeah.
It was the best.
It doesn't always reflect in my art, but I've realized lately that I think part of the way I ink and the way I do faces may be from me having subconsciously just sort of internalized motto art.
Yeah, it is super sad paint. A lot of people thought she was dead for a while, by the way. That's
yeah, well, in
it's
English,
than
we probably weren't getting any news out of it.
I mean, in all fairness.
Even if there was any word to have been had of her status, it would have been in Japanese, probably on someone's live journal somewhere.
So, Electric Bubbo, Lard Zap, Fat Boy, Tubbs, Tum Tum, Fat Mouse, Fat Stare Zap, and Microwave.
Microwave
Megan's
is still
losing it.
Microwave is still kind of a fat joke.
A little bit. So what do you want to go with?
I like Microwave.
Okay, Microwave it is.
That really got me.
When several of these Pokemon gather, their electricity could build and cause lightning storms. Do you want to nickname Pikachu? Yes. I'm gonna name him Microwave.
Microwave is the one who makes our burritos.
I
guess.
I guess.
8-inch thick, foot-long burritos.
Think? 8-inch think?
What?
You said 8-inch think.
No, you said that. I said 8-inch thick. Those giant burritos. Microwave delivers
So we got
them to you.
Crimbo Williams, Trash King, Kunamon, Feels Bugman, and Microwave.
Oh, was that what it was supposed to be? Feels Bugman?
I don't know. I'm sure it's just Feels Bug.
I like it either way.
I keep thinking Feels Bugman.
So he uses the bathroom with his shorts down all the way.
Yeah, I just realized I equated it to a Pepe joke. I'm done. I'm not doing that. That's not a... Nah.
I'm sure if we decided to look it up, that someone's already made a Pepe that's just Butterfree.
Have you noticed the bushes on the roadside? They can be cut down by a special Pokemon move.
That we don't have yet. Moving on.
Many Pokemon live only in forests and caves. You need to look everywhere to get different kinds.
So we're
and
entering...
in the sky.
We're entering
the
incredibly vital glitch zone that you wanted to show off.
And there's only one Pokemon that lives in the water.
Oh, yeah. Just Tentacool and Tentacool.
Yeah, Gen 1. In Gen 1, I think the only Pokemon, if I remember correctly, that you can actually run into in water routes is Tentacool and Tentacruel.
As opposed to fishing.
And it's not even
really
every water route. There are many routes that you can't run into anything on at all. And yeah, fishing is completely different. If you want to toss out a rod, you can get something in every single water tile.
I'm sure it was an afterthought to have anything show up. I'm sure they just realized that they had put in a bunch of water routes. And then... Jigglypuff.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm sleepy. Anyways, I'm sure it was just they had a bunch of water routes and realized, hey, you're sailing on the ocean. You know what's in the ocean? Giant fuck-off jackass man-o-wars that just
big-ass jellyfish.
Yeah, so, like, fucking, like, they were trying to make this into kind of like an immersive world, so it's like, why don't we just sometimes have jellyfish show up?
In yellow version, I think if you talk to the Jigglypuff, and then turn around and talk to the Pikachu, your Pikachu will be asleep. It doesn't do that here.
That. You don't have a Pikachu with you
no,
here.
Yeah, I do.
I mean,
what?
You know what I mean.
Team Rocket's at Mount Moon? Huh? I'm on the phone.
He's got one of them Bluetooths. We just can't see it.
He's got one of them plant phones.
You mean a banana phone?
Yeah, they're all the rage. There aren't many serious Pokemon trainers here. They're all like bug catchers, but Pewter Jim's Brock is totally into it.
It's true that the bug catchers don't seem to be taking it seriously.
Yeah, they don't really care.
They just keep throwing
catching
kakunas
bugs
at you.
Okay, yeah. So give me just a second. Did you check out the museum? No, really? You absolutely have to go. Oh, come on, dude. No, fucking... This is the town of fucking assholes who drag you to places, by the way. It's right here. You have to pay to get in. But it's worth it. Goodbye. Fucking dick. You should ask me before you drag me to places. Okay, so that guy does it, and this guy over here will drag you to Brock. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Because this is weird as shit. Basically, there are some people who don't know about this, so I'm gonna show it off.
I know you've done it.
I've done it multiple times. I'm gonna show it off because there are a lot of people who have no idea what the fuck it is, or what I'm even talking about at this point. There is a glitch you can do around this guy specifically. It takes some really good timing, so I might not get it the first time. I might have to do it a couple of times to get it to work. Where you can use this guy to skip Brock in his entirety. We will not be skipping Brock, but I do want to show this off, and we can come back from it immediately anyway, so it's not that big a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and just talk to this dude. So he's like, oh, he's looking for new challengers.
He just
follow me.
Sits here and doesn't let you do shit.
Oh, fuck. I didn't get it to work. Okay, give me a second. The trick is that the Game Boy had a very finicky system for events, right? So the timing and the flags and everything go off a little bit slower than they're supposed to. I'm only going to give this a couple tries before I just give up if I can't get it. But this particular like guy here is an interesting flag, because if you do things fast enough, you can actually open your menu after he has talked to you.
Oh, okay.
Before he starts taking you places. So I'm going to try my best to get it working. There it is.
Nice.
And you save on this screen because he has not started dragging you yet. And if you save and then you end the game, which is what we're going to do.
Oh,
by
he's
doing
stuck.
Yeah, so give me a second. First of all, yes, it sticks him, but if you reset the game, and I'm sorry, like I said, the UI had to come up for this very specific thing in order to do this. If you reset the game here...
You know, saving, the thing you do on the Game Boy.
Yeah. Somebody said we should probably start saving, like the thing you do on the Game Boy. And it's like, yeah. I just saved, so I mean, yeah. But if you do this, his flag doesn't go off for dragging you around. That part of his event gets canceled. And as a result of his event getting canceled, he goes ahead and fucks off. And you'll notice he's walking into infinity now. So he's going to tell us, oh, look, hey, hold on, Brock's looking for new challengers. And did you see him up in the top left, by the way? He was walking around out of nowhere. He's walking on buildings, and he's going to vanish into this girl, I think. No, okay, he's a little farther away.
Oh,
there it is.
There we go.
So,
does he, has anyone built fandom lore around this guy?
I don't know.
Because he's a part of, he clearly has to have some sort of association with the gym, right?
Potentially, you'd think so.
Like, you'd think that someone would just position him as, like we all know Lightyear's guy.
He's gonna teleport in front of me, and I'm gonna throw him out like a stand, by the way. Watch this. So you go take on Brock, and then he's out of nowhere, and he walks into oblivion. Trust me, he doesn't go anywhere at all, because, so here's the thing. That part of the event always happens, no matter what. If he has his event go off where he drags you someplace, he will always teleport directly ahead of you, or a sprite will appear ahead of you, and then get pushed on. Notice he's not where he normally is now.
He's dead.
I can walk past him now. And I can just go, I can get all the way up here. He's fucked off now. It doesn't matter anymore. I can fight these people. I can go all the way forward from here. I no longer have to fight
now
Brock.
You gotta fight.
Yeah, so that's how in Red and Blue anyway, because it works in both versions. You can just literally skip Brock for the whole of everything.
But on the other hand, Brock's kind of cool.
Yeah, Brock's a cool guy, and
I mean,
we are going to go back
Brock,
and
I
and
don't
fight
want
him.
to say
I mean,
that
obviously.
anime Brock and like game Brock are the same person, but
Yes,
don't you
it-
want to go and have dinner with this sweet guy who takes care of everyone in his little frilly apron and makes pancakes?
Also, yes,
with
it's a
his
shitty
frying pan?
stand. It just lets you drag people around. Like it's not worth it at all. But yeah, no, fucking just you can skip him. And the first time I found out about that, it blew my mind as a kid. And I was like, oh my god, you could just skip Brock, like just completely, because that's one of the only gyms in the entire game that you are, if you're playing it correctly, required to fight.
Yeah, you could just kind of. I mean, you have to do Misty, right?
No.
No.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. You have to do Misty to progress beyond a certain point.
To get cut.
To get cut specifically, but you are not required to beat Misty if you want to progress in terms of cities. So if you want to get... Okay. You can go from Cerulean down to Vermilion and all the way over to the docks, and you'll get stuck by Snorlax.
Mm-hmm.
And up near Cerulean, there is a single tree that you have to cut through to get into what's it called? The big cave, the one you need Flash to go through.
It's Rock Tunnel.
Yeah, Rock Tunnel. In order to get through Rock Tunnel, Krimbo's gonna die again. In order to get through Rock Tunnel, you have
Crimbo
to.
Williams
Crimbo
dies again.
Williams. In order to get through, isn't that... Yeah. The technically, the skip glitch is one of the ways that you can get new.
Shit,
It's not this,
right
though.
again.
But yeah, the back sprite for
God
this
damn.
guy. I'm hoping this is... Oh, no. Okay. Close. Poisoned.
Yeah, you
If
just
I
want to
can
get
survive
some experience
this-
on him.
Yeah, if I can survive this,
Oh,
it'll be good experience.
okay.
Because I could tell it was going to kill him because he's poisoned and he's got like 1 HP.
All right.
So that'll probably bring him to... it's just 7? I thought it would be like...
just
It's
6.
6. I thought it was going to be 7 is what I was going to say.
Yeah, well, now you can switch him out of this battle and he'll... Well, I mean, you...
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot you
okay.
had
I
it-
know what I'm doing. Don't worry.
I forgot you had it set to shift and not set.
Yeah.
I always have mine on set.
No. I hate set.
I think it's just that it was set for that reason on my first game, and I maybe just didn't notice what it did or something,
could
and
have
I just
been
got
what it
used
was,
to
I
it.
guess,
That
yeah.
it's just you
because it doesn't
keep
default
it
to
in.
that. I think you told me at some point you thought it defaulted, and it's like, no, it doesn't
Well,
default.
I was 10. I wasn't paying attention, but like. It keeps your Pokemon in, and then you switch, so then you get experience on them because they were in the battle, technically.
Technically. Oh, I can't... Oh, damn it. I should have done this in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what's up, but it's fine.
Put a baby in, put the baby out. The baby turns into a man real quick.
Yeah. I mean, babies grow into men all the time.
You just dip it into the pool of immortality, just pull it right back
You don't
out.
need a Lazarus pit to change a baby into a man.
I'm trying to remember what it was in the story of Achilles.
They
got
tipped him
everything
into
but
the,
his heel.
It's the pool of immortality, and then they held him in by his Achilles tendon, and that's why he never will survive for the rest of his life if you hit him in the Achilles tendon. That's the
It
only
just
part
made that
of him.
part of him extra weak.
Yeah, no, that's the only part of him that's still mortal, apparently. Even though, yeah, for some strange reason, it's displayed in stories as though that is like an extra weak part of his body.
Hey,
and
this
it's
is
like,
a
what?
return character. I keep forgetting. He says he meets you in Viridian Forest.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be the one who wasn't
Oh,
fighting?
it was
or-
the river Styx.
Oh, okay, thank you. Right, like you dip him in the magic demon water, and he comes up immortal. That's what you do with babies.
Yeah, you gotta tip him in the river that's full of the dead people.
Yeah, and the dead people just fortify him with life somehow.
Somehow. Never mind that they're clearly not immortal themselves if they're all dead. I mean,
Well,
come
I
on.
mean, their souls are immortal.
Are they? It's Greek myth.
Yeah, I don't know. Can the dead die in Greek myth?
I have no idea.
There's like an
Maybe.
underhell where Hades is keeping like his
Super
even
dead. Yeah.
Hades is keeping his even less popular brother down there.
Maybe.
Like, there's like an extra Kronos sibling. One of the kids, there was Zeus and Poseidon and Hades.
And Dennis.
They're sisters, and yes. It's just Dennis down there. And he rules
lives
the
in
Underhell.
Super hell.
They don't even have pomegranates down there. They've got onions. What are we seeing in chat? You gotta know his creepy. Yeah, Buster's is pretty creepy. Honestly, the fact that you and him aren't in the same, like, Discords is weird because you're like, there's a lot of shit you guys would just sit around and talk about. Ghosts and busting ghosts and all that other shit. You're both into that.
But, yeah, anyway. So the Misty thing, though, where you don't actually have to fight Misty. Mm-hmm. I realized when I was running through this game like that, that you actually don't have to fight any gym in this game. Misty's is the only one in the whole game, and you can go as far as Vermilion, and then take a right, go through an entire route, and then get to a second route that's blocked by Snorlax, and that's the only thing stopping you. Because you have to go to Lavender to get past Snorlax. If you can get past Snorlax without going to Lavender, you wouldn't have to fight any gym in any game.
Unnecessary.
It would literally, the gym would be, you'd never have to do any of them.
You can't get to Cinnabar without Surf.
That's technically true. Cinnabar's surfing thing is the only thing that would really keep you from going to every town.
Otherwise, I guess you don't really need to fight them.
Technically, you don't. It's weird. Like, you don't really think about that very much when you're just, like a kid and you're playing the games. But it's like, no, like half this game is completely unnecessary. You don't have to do a diddly fucking thing to make anything
Which at
work.
the time was honestly kind of like mind-blowing as kids, because
it's a little open.
This is not. I don't think this is the first RPG to be that open, honestly.
No, it is not.
There were tons of like PC games that were oriented towards adults and shit, where you just walk around and slay orcs or whatever. And
the first Dragon Quest is literally do whatever you want. Here's the thing you're supposed to do.
Pretty vague too.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like it used to be like you figured out where to go from lore, and then you went there or you didn't, and like they were kind of aimless even.
Oh,
There's a little more structure to Pokemon than those, but those weren't. Like this was the first one that was really just sort of for children and worked in a way that really resonated with children the way it did.
Yeah.
So this was mind-blowing for us because we didn't know that. I didn't know about them other games.
Somebody actually asked, doesn't the Elite Four send you away if you don't have all the badges? And
yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
But you can get up to them.
And yes, Zelda 2 was extremely open world as well.
I've never played it.
You could go anywhere at any time. You literally don't even have to use the paths if you don't want to. But if you choose not to, you open yourself up to random battles. So you kind of got to be a little bit like, do you really want to deal with that? Or like, it's a question of whether or not you want to have to fuck around with everything.
And honestly, I usually want to do things with the main path first. Aw, man.
Hi, I like shorts. Shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear.
Yeah, he said the thing. Actually, there's been many occasions where we've talked about shorts and been very, very tempted to just do that. There's been times when Josh was sitting as a grown adult in like the car with his father and talking about how he prefers to wear shorts and has to hold himself back from making a reference his dad won't get.
Yeah, my dad's not going to understand that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, they're comfy and easy to wear, and he's going to be like, I guess.
We tried to explain to his dad the whole streaming thing.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't understand streaming the slightest.
Like, a lot of people just aren't.
It's fair. I mean,
we live 60. In a really bizarre, like, the bizarre post-consumption world we live in, where we spend just as much time watching other people play games as we do playing games ourselves. It's like, it is hard to explain.
It's a little difficult.
I still, honestly, no offense to ourselves, but I still find it really dumb that it's a thing that came up out of the world we're living in. It's like, how did this happen? That we're
sitting here. You say no
here.
offense to ourselves?
Yeah, and to the audience, but also, I mean, I don't want you to be sitting here
dude.
Thinking like I'm just saying, oh, it's dumb that we play video games and people watch. What the fuck? It's like, it is weird though.
I guess.
It is strange that this is just kind of a thing that we do. It's fun. I don't think we should stop, but like, How is this our culture?
Streaming has replaced television for many people. That's actually very
basically.
true. Yeah, I totally and completely agree with that.
And honestly, this is, like, I've tried to sum it up when we were talking about trying to explain it to people. It's like, it's kind of like being the commentators on a sports game, sort of, in a way.
I don't think that's
and a little bit like
really
being
good way
radio
to put it.
DJs, and a little bit like a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
And a little bit like being the stuffy old... Oh my god, that Ekans!
Yeah. Did you forget?
I forgot
Gen
that
1
fucking
Ekans.
face.
Gen 1 Ekans is like a worm.
Is that a meme face waiting
No.
to happen?
No, it isn't. It's fucking awful, though.
I should take that sprite,
like
blow it up, vector over it with clean lines, and then just sort of...
Trash King is being
turn it into a
MVP
meme.
right now. Jesus Christ, dude.
He is the king, and we are the trash.
Ah, damn it.
Ah.
There it is.
probably
That
go
Ekans
back
face,
and heal.
the Ekans face is a little bit like a turtle or something on the body of a worm, but then there's poop for some strange reason.
Because it's rattle. It's a rattlesnake.
I know it's a rattlesnake. No, I
not,
meant the
though.
body, not the rattle. And yeah, you're super right. It isn't a rattlesnake. I don't know
Normally,
why it
Ekans
has
is
a
just
rattle.
like a fat little lump.
Yep.
He doesn't have
Oh,
rattle.
fuck right off, Gen 1 rap. I forgot.
Yeah.
No, it kills. You can't attack when you're wrapped.
Yeah. I remember.
Forgot about that.
Oh no, Feels Bug.
Oh, Feelsbug can't do it. I'm sorry, Feelsbug. You don't got what it takes, man. He's gonna kill you in one hit.
No.
There it is.
Anyways, I was gonna say
well.
the LPing and streaming is also a little bit like being the stuffy old professor who analyzes like Ulysses or Shakespeare or whatever over and over again to find new meaning in old texts.
A little
But
bit.
instead of trying to find the true nature of man by looking and reinterpreting Hamlet or shit like that, we're going through and being like, what does Pokemon Red really mean about our childhoods? And honestly, we continue to have things to say.
But Buster, we couldn't catch that Ekans. It was a trainer's Pokemon.
Do it anyways.
I can't. I don't know how. I don't have the illegal balls.
I kind of want... I'm constantly saying to myself, I kind of want to make a Pokemon comic where...
Pokemon.
Shush. But like, I keep wanting to do this thing where it's like, oh, I should take this part of the lore and expand it. Now I'm thinking the gatekeeping town wall man who voips off into nothing when you glitch him right. And the Light Years guy should just be Brock's buddies, and they should have distinct names and designs and just follow him around like shitheads.
Well, they're running some kind of racket where, like, I mean, there's no money involved, but the guy at the
he's
town's
stopping
gate
you
won't
from
let you
leaving.
leave unless you go over to the gym, and it's like, oh, but,
Yeah.
I mean, unless we lose, we don't pay them any money.
Like in the anime, Brock has all of those siblings.
Yeah,
and I
he
guess
does.
you could say that these might be some of the older brothers in the group of babies. But like, just I kind of like the idea of Brock who's just kind of a guy, kind of an okay dude. He's not like a dick in any form of media. Oh, I forgot.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
It's literally just like a
It's
fucking
just
armadillo.
Yeah, it's just a little
Gen 1
a
Sandshrew.
perfectly toasted marshmallow.
You were absolutely adorable, you little motherfucker.
So good. That sprite is good
Yeah,
too.
that's an amazing sprite. I don't know
Crimpo,
who did
what
that,
the
but
fuck?
that is just amazing. That is the best.
But anyways,
Yeah,
what was I
Crimpo
saying
wasn't doing
about...
so good with Bubble for some weird reason.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I don't know.
maybe we got a bad IV roll or something when we
It
got
could
Crimbo?
just be IVs.
I don't know. We love him anyways.
Maybe. I don't even remember how IVs work in Gen 1, to be honest.
Yeah, things were
that's-
overhauled for Gen 3.
If I ever did, because I talked about it when we were doing the uranium stuff, where I wanted to go
you
back
were gonna
and
make a video.
yeah, I
about
want to
it.
do a whole video where I talk about IVs and EVs and different stuff and how to do it. Gen 1 is the one that I know almost nothing about. I'd have to go back in and learn how to do it. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, I didn't even know about those until 3rd gen.
I didn't know about
I learned
them
about it
until
on Game
3rd gen
FAQs.
either.
What was I saying? Just
Light years isn't time; it's measured in distance.
Yeah, Light Years guy and Gate guy should honestly just be just part of the group that hangs with Brock, he's normal. He's not that big a weirdo. And there's just these guys where it's like, yeah, Brock's the strongest dude in town. We're gonna be his cronies. We're gonna be his flunkies. We're gonna just repeat everything he says and beat up the people who look at him funny. And he just stands there, it's like, you don't need to do that.
Somebody said there's money involved. He gets a cut from the people that lose, and they can't go train in a better place. Which is true. It's super true. Yeah. Also, Bubble is only 20%. Is only 20 power in this, so that kind of explains it.
What's tackle? Like 30?
Tackle's 10. Tackle's 10 in like every game.
All right. I'm thinking it has 30 PP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll still do okay. We might want to get a little more leveling go, or maybe do we have access to any other things we can catch right now?
Nothing that would be super useful, no.
Yeah.
Also, to paint, yeah, IVs and EVs in Gen 1, I think, were called something else. I think they may have been DVs, yeah. They were weird. It was strange.
I don't know. I remember as a kid knowing that different Pokemon had different stats even in the same species, and thinking that I could somehow figure it out if I like just bought like I caught a bunch of things and then recorded their stats and watched the growth. Like, not from the outside without knowing the numbers. Not as a 10-year-old. No, I couldn't.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
I think I had started a small journal on it. And I was using Growliths for some reason, because I guess they were cute. And then in 2nd gen, I started trying the same thing, but with Sentrets, and it never worked. And in 3rd gen, I kind of understood that shit. So instead of that, I just started breeding Absol a lot.
Yeah, didn't you do that specifically for movesets, though?
I would do weird movesets, and I was also really hoping to eventually get a shiny Absol. Which I do have, because in 4th gen, someone who was just really good at swarming would go out and catch swarm Pokemon and then just like let people have the shinies because they were just bored. Yeah, so you trade them over a starter. So I had like a Turtwig egg or something, just handed it off to this person, got an Absol shiny.
Yeah.
She isn't even that great a shiny. It's just red.
I'm Brock. I'm Pewter's gym leader. I believe in rock hard defense and determination. That's okay, rock hard. That's why my Pokemon are all the rock type. Do you still want to challenge me? Fine then. Show me your best.
So rock hard defense, right? Right? Yeah. Rock hard defense. Let's see how that's exemplified by this man.
He is rock hard.
Shirtless. He does not even wear a goddamn shirt in this game.
That's how rock hard he is.
He's kind of scrawny too.
Neither does Bruno, by the way, who has not a similar sprite
Bruno
to this.
Is basically
they basically wear the same clothing.
Bruno is the Mr. Hyde to this Dr. Jekyll.
A little bit.
Or the Hulk or
Is
whatever.
the Hulk to Brock's, like, also the Hulk Bruce Banner.
Geodude just straight up looks like an emoticon.
He's a man given like he's given the hitchhiker's thumb. He's like, hey.
He just looks like one of the emoticons
I got horrible face boils.
You'd have them advertised in a banner ad and you have to download them and they come with malware.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like shit in this game. Geodude is the worst.
He's got like a bit of a pomp going on with his bumps.
With his horrible face pustules. Yes. Yeah, I agree. He's just got so many boils all over his head.
And his arms are weirdly noodly.
Yeah, he's got like rubber hose arms. It's weird for a rock to have rubber hose arms.
Yeah,
like, it shouldn't be, but it is.
With a lot of these, you can tell that it was Sprite first, and then Sugimori came in and drew them later.
No, Sugimori did the sprites in this game, too.
Did he?
I'm almost positive he did.
Well,
a lot of these Pokemon look completely different
but
on
it was
paper
still
at this point, too.
Clear. Like, I know that there's stories about, they sketched some of them out and then sprited them, but then they made the watercolors after.
Well, it's like, have you ever seen Tajiri's art? Because Tajiri's art looks like this.
Kinda,
that is just what he does.
I've seen some of the scans of the original Capsule Monster.
I have all of the scans of the original Capsule Monster stuff. He literally drew things and they just look like that. That's generally what it was. Their spriter, which I think was Sugimori, but now that I'm saying it, I'm not 100% sure. Came in and kind of had his own little, like, a bit of a flair going on where he tried to solidify them more. Because Tajiri's stuff was very sketchy. It was very like like loose the way that he drew. And then, yeah, just fucking Sugimori came in after that and was like, okay, I'm just going to define these. And then he defined them. And then like 2 years later, he went, I'm going to define them more. And then got rid of things like the spike on Charmander's back.
And Fat Pikachu.
I
love
that was
Ridgeback
less.
Charmander.
That was less because that happened in yellow version.
Well,
we didn't have Fat Pikachu.
that happened over time more than anything. Pikachu started becoming more like the anime Pikachu, but the anime Pikachu also started becoming more streamlined over time. He started out at least squatty, and then became more and more lean and had more of a defined neck.
He took us for granted. As proof of your victory, here's the Boulder Badge. Hundera received the Boulder Badge. That's an official Pokemon League badge. Its bearer's Pokemon become more powerful. The technique Flash can now be used anytime.
I understand why the anime guys looked at this sprite and were like, no, we're putting a shirt on him.
Do you understand
we're putting a vest on him.
Do you
He's
understand
wearing two shirts now.
Do you understand why the naked guy handed us Flash? Like, he handed us the ability to use Flash.
I don't like Flash or Brock.
Yeah, also, what's the joke?
No,
Brock?
Flash is what happens when he opens his eyes.
Is it Brock Obama gives you TM34 for Biden or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly
that's like an
8-year-old
joke.
Yeah, no, it's fucking ancient.
9 years old now. It's 2017.
Yeah, Brock gives us Bide though. There it is. Yeah.